Hello. Okay, so what is this grassroots-led research and how does it benefit society? Let's take a look. First of all, my name is Dwight Chestnut. I'm an ex-aerospace engineer turned entrepreneur and business consultant. I'm the founder of Multiple Income Networking and Development Services, or MINDS for short, and the originator of this grassroots-led economic research campaign. We are an independent economic research firm located in the Inland Empire of Southern California. Our focus is to research how to apply the internet and other information technology to improve the standard of living of the masses. So a large scale or a large view, okay, or a big picture view, so to speak. This grassroots-led economic research campaign is the primary tool we use to conduct this research. Now, this is a very comprehensive research campaign, so my objective here in this short presentation is to offer you just a quick snapshot of what's involved and show you where to go to learn more if you choose to. All right? To this end, I will introduce you to the grassroots-led economic research campaign, explain how it benefits society, and explain how you can contribute and benefit both professionally and financially, again, if you choose to. Okay? Mission and vision. Here's our mission, top-level mission, to conduct grassroots-led economic research into how to apply the internet and other information technology to help the masses increase their workplace income at least 3 times over. Very bold, very bold mission. Again, to conduct grassroots-led economic research into how to apply the internet and other information technology to help the masses increase their workplace income at least 3 times over. Okay, that's our mission. Long-term vision. As a result of our economic research mission, over time we will plant the economic seeds that will help future generations increase their workplace income at least 3 times over. So obviously the long-term goal here is to help future generations, because all we can do is plant the seeds, do the initial research and field testing of some of the business models, and ensure that the seeds that we plant can grow and expand over time to ultimately benefit future generations. Okay. Consider this though as a background. During the Industrial Revolution, the work building capacity for the average worker increased significantly as workers migrated from farms to small shops to earn their wage in factories. Back then, that was a historic transition. I'm sure you'd agree, right? As we undergo this information revolution, shouldn't there be a corresponding historic transition that dramatically improves the wealth building capacity for the masses today? In other words, back during the Industrial Revolution, the masses left the daily toil on the farms and craftsman shops to go to work in the factories. Although they had labor issues back then, but still, that was a massive historic transition that generally improved the standard of living for the masses. So as we undergo this information revolution today, shouldn't there be a corresponding historic transition that dramatically improves the wealth building capacity for the masses today? If so, where is it? I don't see it. Right? All we see today is a decrease in middle class and a rising gap between rich and poor. We hear about that all the time. The income inequality gap, right? Here's a chart from the Economic Policy Institute, by the way, that compares productivity with hourly compensation. As you can see, back between 1948 and 1973, they rose together. Okay? Beginning in 1973, productivity continued to rise, but hourly compensation is flat. It does not track productivity. Now, the information technology revolution and solutions began to take place during this time frame, whereas companies implemented information technology solutions inside the workplace with the ultimate goal of increasing productivity, and they did. But obviously, hourly workers are not benefiting from their productivity. So there's one of the reasons why you see this income inequality gap that grows and expands every time. So this is our focus. Again, to conduct grassroots-led economic research on how to apply the internet and other information technology to help the masses increase their workplace income at least 3 times over. So since information technology application in the workplace is causing a decrease, so to speak, in the workplace income of the average worker, our goal is to see how we can apply the same information technology or similar technology to help the masses increase their income at least 3 times over. So that's the focus of what we're doing here. Okay, what economic research? Let's take a quick look at this. Now, whether we are doing scientific research, economic research, or otherwise, all research must start with a hypothesis or a guess as to how to meet our objective, right? Then we conduct research to field test and evaluate and validate the hypothesis. If the hypothesis doesn't work out, we present a new hypothesis and start over. So that's generally the way any kind of research works, whether it's scientific, economic, or otherwise. All right. So here's our hypothesis relative to accomplishing our operation, mission, and vision. Given that most people make their living in the workplace, what better way to improve the income and the wealth-building ability of the masses for the long term than to create a workplace where people effectively run their own business under the roof of their employer with the support of their employer? Read it again. Given that most people make their living in the workplace, what better way to improve the income and the wealth-building ability of the masses for the long term than to create a workplace where people effectively run their own business under the roof of their employer with the support of their employer. So it's more of a collaborative solution between employee and employer. Better yet, what better way to solve the workplace productivity issue, right, than to ensure that workers own the productivity instead of just renting it out for an hourly wage or salary? Because obviously, just renting it out is not building for the workers, right? It's not working. So we have to come up with new solutions that work. And the ownership or collaborative ownership-based solution between employee and employer, we think is the solution. Now, that in mind, the workplace compensation model supporting this hypothesis is called the Empowered Employee Compensation Model, or that's at least our workplace compensation model, or workplace hypothesis, or the business model feeding and supporting our hypothesis. This model replaces hourly wages and salaries with 10 new income resources and benefits and will usher in a threefold increase in the income producing and wealth building ability of the masses. It's called the Empowered Employee Compensation Model. Now, under the model, employees run their own business on the roof of their employer with the support of their employer. It means ownership, multiple income streams, and a high savings rate instead of what we know today, which is paycheck to paycheck living with little to no savings or assets relative to the masses. Okay? Now, consider this. Even with traditional employee ownership models, according to Harvard Business School, or a Harvard Business School's research paper, employee ownership leads to broad-based wealth. For example, the median household would, or according to Harvard, the median household would see its net worth nearly double, from $121,000 to $230,000, right? Double. The median wealth of families without a high school diploma would increase fourfold, from $20,000 or so to $83,000 or so. Amazing difference. Also, according to Harvard's research, the median wealth of black families would increase even more, from $24,000 to $106,000. That's amazing, and that's with traditional employee ownership models, which I think is relatively obsolete. That's why we put forth this model, which I think is even better, which says that we take the benefits of traditional employee ownership and add more value to that traditional model with the new empowered employee compensation model and create even more wealth for workers. Okay. Again, you have plenty of time to learn more about this model. Unfortunately, I can't get into it because my goal in this presentation is to keep this thing relatively short. But I will give you some key nuggets associated with the model. Okay. So, our working hypothesis feeding the economic research is to advocate replacing the old hourly wage and salary-based compensation structure with the new empowered employee compensation model throughout the mainstream economy. Okay. How do we advocate? Well, first, we conduct economic research to prove the viability of the hypothesis, right? In other words, we must teach the model, then put it to the test in the real world to prove its viability. In other words, research, right? This is the essence of what we're doing relative to research. All right, how do we do it? Well, now here's the basic operational play-by-play. Okay, just a foundational play-by-play. Play 1. We use the economic resource mission and vision to form a grassroots-led collaborative, large-scale collaborative to discuss, evaluate, and field test the hypothesis, i.e. the empowered employee compensation model, as well as other proposed hypotheses that can support the mission and vision. But obviously, in research, you want to put forth several hypotheses, especially if this one doesn't do what we plan or expect it to do, right? Basic research. Play 2. We use this collaborative, grassroots collaborative, to innovate in the crowdfunding space and raise millions per month in crowdfunding support. The goal is month after month after month, not just one shot, month after month after month. And I'll show you some of the models that we used to do that, or planning on doing that with. Okay. Play 3. We use the crowdfunding dollars to fund worker-owned collaborations, starting online and then expanding to the mainstream worker-owned into mainstream worker-owned businesses using the new employee empowered compensation model as a guide. Now, this is how we field test the feasibility of the model. We put it to the test in the real world by crowdfunding and actually funding new businesses, helping the entrepreneurs staff the businesses and support them throughout their growth and development, and learn what works and what doesn't work relative to the model. Over time, we continue to innovate in the crowdfunding space to add more and more crowdfunding solutions to further encourage, motivate, and crowdfund thousands upon thousands of these new worker-owned collaborations. So during the early stages, once we prove viability, obviously we want to just expand the model with more and more crowdfunding and more support. Consider this. For example, the heart of the supplemental benefits associated with the model is something we call the virtual income machines. Okay? Now, the virtual income machines represent a large-scale crowdfunding solution specifically designed to serve as the financial foundation and support to the empowered employee compensation model. Okay? Now, the crowdfunding solutions are not donation or charity-based. In fact, they are collaborative-based, where those providing the funds also make money by supporting the system. So it ensures that those who provide the funds will make money as well. Okay? Take a look at virtual wages, for example. Virtual wages is one of the 4 unique/specialized crowdfunding solutions we call a virtual income machine. Virtual wages ensure employees can get funds to pay down bills, build up savings, and generally build a financial foundation leading away from paycheck to paycheck dependence in preparation for work at an ECM enterprise. No debt-related credit checks, collateral, or related issues apply. Once an individual submits a resume, interview, and get a job within the ECM, he or she can secure the funds. This way, people can show up for work to earn ownership-based compensation and build wealth with peace of mind without having to worry about hourly pay. That's because, let me go back for a second, go back to the model. If you notice, the primary resources are productivity-based compensation, ownership equity, and the residual income equity benefits, no hourly salary. So the goal of the model is to phase out traditional hourly-based salaries. Why? Because as you will learn later on, or as we see, the collaboration between employee and employer will be more dynamic, especially given that the employer would no longer have to pay fixed payrolls. Obviously, they say have to pay compensation in the form of productivity-based compensation, ownership action, and the residual income equity benefits, but we completely phase out fixed payroll, which gives employers a strong incentive to test and support this model. Now, for the average worker, however, obviously, the fixed payroll, paycheck to paycheck living has been around for years, right? And so obviously we have to provide a foundation to offset that, and that's what virtual wages does. It ensures that people can pay their bills, build up savings, and generally build a financial foundation leading away from paycheck to paycheck dependence. Okay? The beauty here, though, that's done without the employer, or that's done independent of the employer, because it's done via these new crowdfunding solutions that we planning on implementing. Okay, so again, we create a very unique dynamic between employee and employer to energize the collaboration between the two. So it's one of the keys to the model. Now, virtual wages is only just one of 4 of these virtual income exchanges or these crowdfunding solutions. These other solutions provide even more benefits to further support this concept or to further support the financial foundation that employees need to feel comfortable working in an environment that doesn't pay a set or preset hourly wage or salary. Again, testing, all of this is obviously an hypothesis, but obviously you see the potential associated with it. Okay? Now, the virtual income machines are modeled as internet-centered crowdfunding solutions linked to new blockchain technology and applications. You know, if you've been tracking Web 3.0, blockchain, NFTs, all of that is sort of projected to be the future of the web. And blockchains obviously has been around for a while with cryptocurrencies, and the key to blockchain is that it's a very sophisticated peer-to-peer solution. Eventually, primarily bypassing the financial infrastructure, to make it very easy to facilitate new solutions, which is key. Because obviously these are new solutions that have to be implemented independent of those large, of those regular financing options, that we know of today. Our stock market, the banks, and all of that. So the goal is to grow and expand this network, the grassroots collaborative, so to speak, to the point where we can grow it to a point where it would actually, we'd be able to facilitate such or motivate and facilitate such a new solution and integrate that into the mainstream economy. And again, we have business plans and concepts and ideologies laid out to actually accomplish that. But this at least gives you a feel for what this model could eventually produce. Okay? So with that in mind, play 5 is as we evaluate and prove viability of the ECM and the supporting crowdfunding solutions, we effectively plant the necessary economic seeds designed to integrate the model into the mainstream workplace over time. Think about this for a second. With benefits like virtual wages and the ability to earn 3 lucrative ownership-based compensation resources at work, once these models are proven, the virtual wage models as well as the empowered employee compensation model, who in their right mind would still want to show up for a mere hourly wage or salary? Okay, so that's the long-term economic transitional modeling or concepts, right? That in mind, over time, employers will have to move away from the traditional hourly and salary-based compensation structure to embrace new worker-owned based models in order to keep, to find and keep qualified workers, right? So it's more of an evolution led by who? The grassroots. That's why we call it the grassroots led, because the grassroots is making the decision. Hey, I'm making more money over here. Why should I go to work working for a regular hourly wage or salary? So obviously, the grassroots is making the decision to make that move, as opposed to a corporation deciding to do it independent of their employees, right? So again, it's grassroots led, and that's the whole focus. And as I mentioned before, employers will love it, especially once you understand the fact that employers do not have to would be able to move away from a fixed payroll and have more flexibility in their cash flow, which means more money to invest, more money to grow and expand, all of that, right? Okay, now that's the play-by-play. Again, it's just a short snapshot. Now, we introduce what we call income reengineering principles and processes to support and underwrite formal operations. Okay. Now, again, income engineering is formally defined as a fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of business processes to achieve dramatic improvements in the income earning and wealth building ability of the masses. Now, income engineering consists of 4 parts: income engineering principle part 1, income engineering principle part 2, income engineering vision, and the income engineering process. Okay. Now, the income engineering process is the business engine. These are mainly principles and concepts and ideologies. The income engineering process is the business engine behind those concepts and principles. Now, the income engineering process runs according to a 4-stage business plan. Pre-launch to stage 1 with the early introduction, stage 1 early growth and development, stage 2 building the foundation, stage 3 main operations, and stage 4 which is corporate integration. Now, pre-launch to stage 1 and stage 2 is primarily online. For example, we planning on introducing this to the grassroots sector, and with the goal of encouraging people to participate and learn and bring value to the to operations online, as well as earn income and build wealth, which is the basic foundation of what we're looking to accomplish. It's all about building income and earning income and building wealth, even during the early stages of development. So we encourage people to come online, learn their business model, participate, collaborate, and make it happen. Collaboration is key. Like I said, in the most cases, mass collaboration changes everything. So the ability to collaborate using new business models, new concepts, and ideologies for the mutual benefit of all is the key to this whole project. So again, pre-launch to stage 1 and stage 2 is all online. And then once we move into stage 3, we move into main operations to stop funding full-time worker on enterprises, using the crowdfunding solutions, right? And then, of course, in stage 4, if the project's mature as designed, stage 4 is the corporate integration stage, where we begin to move into the mainstream workplace by encouraging traditional employers to switch over and start paying their employees according to the empowered employee compensation model. Right? Now, each stage is supported by a unique crowdfunding solution. For example, pre-launch stage 1, like we use an early donation-based crowdfunding solution. Pre-launch stage 2, or pre-launch phase 2, we launched a new program called the Empower the Crowd First Crowdfunding System, or ECFCS for short. Okay? And then in stage 1, we launched a more mainstream version of the Empower the Crowd First crowdfunding system. Then in stage 2, we launched a new program called the Gradual Entrepreneurial Allocated Resource System. Then in stage 3, we launched the virtual income machines. Obviously, as I mentioned, the virtual income machines will serve as the foundation to the empowered employee compensation model. Now, here's the key to these crowdfunding solutions. We cannot rely on traditional crowdfunding to accomplish this objective. No way. As I mentioned earlier, that we have to take crowdfunding to a whole new level in order to accomplish this. These earlier crowdfunding solutions, the Empower the crowdfunding system and the Gradual Entrepreneurial Allocated Resource System, are early crowdfunding solutions, but slowly but surely lead up or lay the foundation for the evolution for the launch of the virtual income machines. But the bottom line, each stage have to be well funded to grow the grassroots collaborative as required to make this thing happen. Okay, as I mentioned before, it's all about large-scale collaboration, creating mutually beneficial solutions for all participants, and ensuring that people can participate, make money, build wealth as we go from pre-launch. Even as early as pre-launch, we start earning income and building wealth with all participants, because that's what's going to motivate grassroots activity or participation, right? All right, now here's sort of a big picture collaborative of the income engineering process. Obviously, we have the old industrialized compensation model, wages, salaries, benefits. As we know today, income engineering process serves as an arrow between the two, or transitional bridge between the two, and obviously the new compensation model over here. Now, again, this is just a hypothesis, right? The goal of the research is, if this doesn't work out, let's come up with something else that works out, even better. That accomplish our top level objectives, of figuring out ways to apply information technology to help the masses increase their income 3 times over. That's the top level mission and vision. So if this model turns out to be crap, if you will, and then hopefully if the Grassroots Collaborative and all participating small business owners who collaborate and provide value to this environment, we create something that will work. But this model is our startup hypothesis, and we will work to this model until something else comes up that's better. Okay, hopefully you get the feel there. Economic benefits again. Here's a quick snapshot of how employees, employers, and the nation at large benefit. First of all, in summary, employees get the best of both worlds when you think about it. For example, employees get the income, ownership, profitability, and flexibility associated with running a profitable business without losing the financial security and guaranteed steady amount of paycheck peace of mind normally associated with a steady job. Right? Now, the financial security and guaranteed steady amount of paycheck comes from the supplemental compensation less benefits associated with the model, not hourly wages and salaries. Right? And obviously, the key to the supplemental benefits are the virtual income machines, like that I mentioned earlier. So think about that for a while. The best of both worlds, the income, ownership, profitability, and flexibility associated with running a profitable business without losing the financial security and guaranteed steady amount of paycheck peace of mind normally associated with a steady job. Okay? And so again, that is what we mean by really creating new solutions or new benefits to help the average individual increase their workplace income. Okay? Now, employers, I mentioned this earlier. Employers get a highly productive workplace. Why? Because ownership motivates. Obviously, when people own their own productivity, they're going to work harder. And also, let's notice back in the Harvard study that I mentioned, ownership or employee ownership models can increase the average income. The regular model or the traditional models will increase workplace income or employee income at least twice. It doubles, remember, from those quotes, right? Now, with that in mind, again, so employers get a highly productive workplace, right, without having to pay traditional fixed payroll expense. Right? Again, traditional payrolls represent a fixed expense to companies. So regardless of whether companies make sales or make a profit in a given month, they still have to meet their fixed payroll. The goal of this model is to completely eliminate that because the empowered employee compensation model eliminates the fixed payroll expense because compensation is paid to empowered employees. All the compensation paid to empowered employees are linked to productivity, sales, and profits, which creates a lot more flexibility for employers. And as I mentioned before, employees don't have to worry about a paycheck to paycheck because the ultimate goal is to help them use the new virtual income machine crowdfunding solutions to pay down bills, build their savings, and generally build a financial foundation leading away from paycheck to paycheck dependence. So eliminate that old industrial age paycheck to paycheck mindset. Kill it. Which I think would be evolutionary in scope and really benefit everyone in the long term. Benefits to the nation. Well, large-scale deployment of the income ranging vision or the associated empowered employee compensation model equates to a 3-fold increase in the aggregate standard of living. This ultimately means a higher national income, a higher gross national product, more tax revenue for the treasury, pay down national debt and salary, right? Think about it for a second. Today, according to statistics, 1% of the wealthy pay 40% of the taxes, and the other 99% pay the other 60%. So if the income of the 99% increases 3 times over, then the average tax rate can drop significantly. Instead, the U.S. Treasury will receive enough tax revenue to pay down the national debt and then operate in surplus continuously. Obviously that's more of a far-fetched concept from this point, but that's the ultimate long-term objective. What could happen if we put models in, either the empowered employee compensation model into place or something similar that truly help the average worker increase their income 2 to 3 times over. Okay? All right, operational assets. Now, at the time of this presentation, we are in early pre-launch. So here are the current online operational assets and links. Minesonline.net. This is the management hub we use to introduce the Economic Research Initiative and the associated income engineering processes. IncomeEngineering.com. This is a blog. This is an educational hub / blog where you can dig deeper into income engineering principles and processes. Bottom line, the formal processes supporting that play 1, play 2, play 3, play 4 I mentioned. We have it laid out in a formal set of principles and processes there. And you can also get access to periodic educational posts on how income engineering principles and processes will affect various segments and areas of the economy, i.e. the economy, politics, technology, business, career, opportunities, money, etc. Right? Think Big Mastermind Alliance. The Think Big Mastermind Alliance is our pre-launch incubator and business development hub. This is our primary interface to the grassroots entrepreneurs and professionals who want to get involved early, learn operations, contribute professionally part-time online, and start earning significant income and building ownership-based wealth as soon as possible. As I mentioned before, pre-launch, the stage 1 to stage 2 is all about showing people how they can get involved in this project, learn the business models, learn the business plans, collaborate professionally online, and make money starting part-time. That's the whole engine behind the grassroots engine, so to speak. It's all about making money, building wealth at every level. And as that, as those income opportunities and wealth grow and grow and grow and grow over time, we effectively move the ball down the field. Pre-launch stage 1, from pre-launch phase 1 to pre-launch to phase 2, to stage 1, stage 2, so on and so forth. Okay. Think Big Mastermind Alliance Facebook group. Currently, this is our primary discussion forum where we offer, where you can offer your feedback and ask questions regarding the income engineering personal processes and whatever other operational assets you review. In other words, whatever questions you have based on how you come to this network, because there's many marketing platforms we have out there to attract people to the program. Again, the Facebook group for right now is the current discussion forum. Over time, we will integrate all discussions under the hood of what I call the Income Engineering Business Development Network, or IRBDN.net. This is the current operational hub. So eventually, all collaboration discussions will be done under this hub. Again, it's called the Income Engineering Business Development Network, or IRBDN.net. Okay, this is where people and members can view the operation business plan, collaborate, form worker-owned corporations, collaborations online, secure crowdfunding, launch new worker-only enterprises, and build wealth. This is where all the action happens. Okay, this hub really evolves significantly over time, obviously, as the collaborative grow and expand. Okay, all right. So hopefully you're getting a feel for what I mean by grassroots-led economic research from this, right? All right. Pre-launch to phase 1 funding. Well, again, remember we have funding for each stage and phase. Right now, we're running a very simple early donation-based crowdfunding solution right now during this pre-launch period. We use the funds to raise to help facilitate early operational and infrastructure build out during this phase 1 period. For example, now we use a crowdfunding platform called Patreon. It's not that well known, but Patreon is a unique platform where people pay monthly to support creative works, such as an artist. For example, by supporting this artist, they get the people who support them get to experience the artist's work before it's released to the general business public. So that's generally the kind of things that happen on Patreon. However, all operational assets supporting income engineering personal processes are freely available to the general and business public. Everything about this project is free. Okay. However, for this reason, we use the Patreon platform to facilitate an option for people to pay monthly as a gesture of support for economic research. Now, currently, beginning in pre-launch phase 2, we're going to launch a nonprofit to support this. But right now, we're just using this Patreon platform during this early pre-launch period. Okay. All right. Now, so if you want to, you can support this research. You can donate $25, $50 or $100 a month for as long as you deem appropriate. Then we highly encourage you to join the Operational Hub or the IRBDN.net so you can track the status, engage the effectiveness of your support month after month after month, as well as you contributing professional to operations, again, if you choose to. Right? It's not for everyone, but we encourage everyone who are up to it to dig in and learn and participate, because not only can you support it professionally, but you can earn significant income and build wealth professionally starting now during this freelance period if you choose to. Okay, as well as, if not, then support it. If you think this is a mission that you would like to see move, this research move forward, and then support it. $25, $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever you feel is appropriate. Okay. Learn more and contribute. Again, to learn more, what you can do is go back to mindsonline.net, click on the Operational Links tab at the top, and review the online operational asset links that I just mentioned, and click on the one that best represents what you want to learn next. Again, if you want to dig into more details regarding income engineering principles and processes, you will go to incomeengineering.com. If you want to plug in to the activity where you start earning income, or get quicker to the business models that we use to create income, and then you can go to the thinkbigandmastermindalliance.com. However, again, whatever fits your preference here. All right. Quick point regarding how you can contribute professionally. For example, as I mentioned before, we're constantly encouraging the grassroots general business public to engage, contribute professionally, earn income, and build wealth part-time online as independent contractors. Primarily as aspiring entrepreneurs, business consulting and coaches, home and small business owners, career professionals, and affiliate and referral marketers can participate. Again, part-time. Take a quick look at how each of these benefits. For example, aspiring entrepreneurs, you can access new crowdfunding capital resources to help and launch your work or own business or collaboration within the environment. Again, we have business models and concepts on how to do that, but as an aspiring entrepreneurs, as an aspiring entrepreneur, you can actually lead the way in forming those work on collaborations I mentioned. Right? Business consultants and coaches. You can provide consulting services to the newly formed aspiring entrepreneurs. Okay. Again, you negotiate or collaborate with the aspiring entrepreneurs you support for pay. So again, it's collaborative in nature. That's the beauty of this project. It's not really a top-down model. We encourage people to come together and collaborate using these business models. Now, home and small business owner. If you are a home and small business owner with an established product or service, you can collaborate with the newly funded aspiring entrepreneurs and integrate your product or service into his or her business plan. Again, all about collaboration. Career professionals. Here you have an opportunity to work online part-time within your career field or area of professional interest as a co-owner in collaboration with aspiring entrepreneurs. Again, all about collaboration, right? Mass collaboration change everything, folks. That's the basic model here. Affiliate and referral marketers. Earn significant referral-based income simply by referring people to a free pre-launch incubator and business development platform, or our free pre-launch incubator and business development platform. That's the Think Big and Mastermind Alliance. So yes, it's free, because remember, everything about this project is free, folks. It's free, and you can still earn a substantial referral-based income doing it. The way we do it is we use a peer-to-peer based solution that makes it very easy for people to link income to the act of promoting a free membership. Not complicated, just unique. And like you learn all that if you decide, as you decide to dig in and learn more. Right? Again, you can start part-time, 3 to 5 hours per week. As I mentioned before, the fastest way to learn more about these career and business opportunities is to visit mindsonline.net, click on the operational tab, and then click on the Think Big and MastermindAlliance.com tab. Or just go to thinkbigandmastermindalliance.com. Okay? Well, all right. Contribute financially. Now, whether you want to support us professionally or whatever, still, we recommend or encourage you to support it financially as well. So, to support our pre-launch phase 1 crowdfunding platform, again, visit mindsonline.net and click on the support resource link. Okay? All right, folks, again, I actually went a little longer than I wanted to on this presentation, but the bottom line here is that, again, the message, mass collaboration changes everything. We're putting together a collaborative system here with business models that people can come in and learn the business models, learn the business plans, participate and collaborate, part-time, spare time, whatever you want to do. And especially if you want to see that economic research mission, like where we're looking to apply information technology and the internet to help the masses increase their workplace income 3 times over. If you want to see that research move forward, then get involved, participate, collaborate, or at least support it financially if you're comfortable. All right? Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.